Hi friends, I am Jyoti. Welcome back in my channel. See, now we are going to see verbs in English grammar. In last video, I explained that verbs are acts very important role in English grammar. We can say that verbs acts a role of a soul in English grammar or a sentence of English. It gives a meaning to a sentence. It's not necessary to use a subject or object if we are using a verbs. Actually, verbs means what? That our actions or any situation which is called as a state are called as verbs. Now see in this picture, teacher is teaching. Teacher says listen only. Teacher can't use a full sentence to give his message. Now see in second picture. Here the boy is trying to wear a socks. His mother says, wear, come on, wear. She can't use full sentence. It's not necessary. Or in second picture you can see a child is smiling. He laughs. Only laughs is a word, gives us a state or a situation. Okay. Then see here some soldiers are there. For when they are giving commands, they can't use a full sentence. They use only verb. In first picture, this soldier gives a command that go or a run. Okay. In second picture, the soldier give command shoot. Okay. Then see. Here we are going to see meaning of the verb. A verb is a word used to say something about a person, place or a thing. In picture you can see a person is a girl, place is a kitchen and a thing is a one recipe is there. It just shows an action or a state in sentence. Verb is a word gives us action or a state in sentence. State means a situation in a sentence. See, what is the action here? We can see that the girl is cooking in the kitchen or the girl is observing the recipe in the kitchen. We can say like that. Or she feels happy. This is a state, the situation. What is the situation that she feels happy, and what is the action that she is cooking or she is observing whatever is there in the kitchen. Okay, now see in this tree diagram, it's a very big diagram, so don't bother about that, don't become nervous. No difficulty is there, it's so simple. If verb is a very vast portion in English grammar, but it have its own existence, and if we practice it again and again, we can make ourselves perfect in all things. Okay, see here we divide this verb in two parts. Which are they? Sorry, which are these two parts? I'll show you the pointer, main verb and helping verbs. These two parts are there. Now in this first part we are going to see main verb only. Okay, and in second part we are going to see helping verbs. In our first picture I explained you state or action. See, what is a state and what is a action? A verb is used to say something about a person, place or a thing. It just shows an action or state in sentence. These are meanings of a verb. I explained in our previous picture. Now state means what? State means situation, or it's called as a stative verb too. Okay, about a situation. When sentence give a situation, not an action, this word is also called as a verb. For example, I have a pen. Have is a main verb here. Have gives us a occupation. Whatever I have, it gives. Okay, state verbs cannot be used as ing verb. We can't say I am having. We can't say. That's like. Like is also a state verb. Liking we can't use in English. Remember, friends, that we can't use ing form for state verbs, which gives us a feelings, which gives us a situation in a sentence. About action verbs, sometimes called as a dynamic words too. In some syllabus, these action verbs called as a dynamic words. Question will be like that. Underline dynamic words from sentence. Don't bother about that. It's not difficult. You have to underline action verbs in the sentence, which is too easy. Now, action shows physical activity of a person. Example is very simple, that I cut a mango. Now look friends, you understand very easily. I hope that cut is a main verb in this sentence, which is called as a action verb. Okay, see now in here is another chart is there. We are going to explain it later. Now see, we had seen what is a state and what is a action word. After that we are going to see finite verbs. See in this picture, finite verbs are there. Finite verbs divides into transitive and intransitive and transitive verbs. What mean by finite? See, we are going to see. Finite verbs means verbs changes with the singularity or plurality of a pronoun or a subject in a sentence, or it may be changed with the tense form. See, here underline the verbs and choose the correct option. Here Preeti was cornflour. Preeti is a singular noun. Preeti is a singular noun, that's why we use was here. But if Preeti is not there, two persons that there, Preeti and Sita, then we use were here. That means because of singularity or plurality of our subject, our verb changes, it is called as a finite verb. Here are some examples, that this is the old kind of school. This is, only one school is there. If various schools are these, we use THESE, then we use are, these are. Okay, then again our am, is, are verbs change with the pronouns. Okay, and then they are sportsmen. For they we use are. For he we use is. For I we use am. Our verbs changes with the pronoun. Then here we can see that Preeti even wrote about it. Wrote gives us a simple past tense. Our main verb changes with the tense forms, or with sometimes with a noun. See, Rahul finds maths easy. Rahul is a third person singular. For he, she, it, we attach s for the main verb. Finds. Rahul finds. We use for simple present tense. Instead of Rahul, if I is there, we use I find, not finds. That's why this finds is a finite verb. At last, we can say that finite verbs means a verb form which is decided by and changes according to the subject of the sentence is known as a finite verb. Finite verbs are totally dependent on a subject of the sentence. Okay. Now see, next is a transitive and intransitive word. In finite verbs, transitive and intransitive verbs are there. Transitive verb means a verb requires an object to complete its meaning is called a transitive verb. Whenever we are writing a sentence, verb, our object is very important. See, for example, first example, Ram wrote a letter. If I write only Ram wrote, what Ram wrote? A question will be there in our mind, that what Ram wrote. He ate a mango. If I use only he ate, what he ate, why he ate, some question will be in our mind. That's why object is very important to complete the sentence. It is called as a transitive verb. Like that last one, Sita told a story. If I said that Sita told, what Sita told? A story, a film story, or any message. I don't know anything, and that's why we have to complete the sentence with a complete sense. That's why it is called a transitive verb. Now see, intransitive verb. Intransitive verb does not require an object to complete its meaning, but as complete meaning by itself. it is called as intransitive verb. It's not necessary. Object is not necessary in transitive verb. See, he runs. It's not necessary. Where he runs, why he runs, how he runs. It's not necessary. That's why it's called as a intransitive verb. The dog barks. Complete sense is that the dog barks. Barks means shouts loudly. Dog's barking is there. For that, how dog bark, why dog bark is not necessary. Only dog barks. Like that, live, die, laugh, run, cry, sleep. These various main verbs are there. Acts a role as a intransitive verbs. Now let's turn. One note is there. See, very simple note. Do not leave out the object of transitive verb. For example, if we write the sentence, the man jumped and ran away. Jumped is a transitive verb. How, where he jumped question will be there. That's why we have to complete the sense that the man jumped over a wall and ran away. This is a complete sense. Let me tell you one another thing that note is there about a state verb that in state verb we can't use ing verb. I told you already about it. Then see, intransitive verb we had seen. Now see another type of verb. It is called as regular and irregular. It's too simple to understand. See, verbs we divide into 4 parts. Main verb is called as a V1. Past tense form is called as a V2. Past participle is called as a V3, and present participle which is attached with ing is called as a V4. See, regular verbs means what? When our V2 means past tense form and V3 means past participle forms are same, they are called as a, when we are changing tense form, then they are called as a, sorry, some mistake is there, they are called as a regular verb. For example, work, worked, worked, working. See, our V2 and V3 are same. That's why it's called as a regular verb. But about irregular verbs, our V2 and V3 are different. For example, for go, our V2 is went and V3 is gone. Both are different. About worked, worked, same. But went and gone are different. Wrote and written are different. These are called as irregular verbs. See, infinitives are there. I want to show tense form. See here. In this tense form, these are one example of irregular verbs. When I use write in for our continuous or perfect tense, written is there. For simple past tense, wrote is there. These are called irregular verb. Now let's turn to our back again. Non-finite verbs. We had seen that V1, V2, V3 and V4, which we used to change our tense forms. In non-finite verbs, first is a main verb. One by one we are going to see it. One main verb is called as an infinitive, which is called as 2 plus V1. See, what mean by infinitives? That sometimes the form in finite verbs we had seen that our verb changes with the subject, but in non-finite verbs or infinitive it can't changes with the subjects. That means in a sentence name the action but does not change according to tense, number or person. Such a form is known as a non-finite form or an infinitive. How did example is given? How did people first begin to drink tea? Can you name the beverage? Underline, see here, the to drink and name are the verbs. but they can't change because of the subject in the sentence. That's why it's called as a infinitive. And infinitives are normally attached with a to, not always, but normally it is attached with a to, and it is attached with a helping verb. For example, here was is there. Can I read the book? Can gives a helping verb and read is a main verb. It's come as a infinitive in the sentence. C. Participles. V3. About V2, that is past tense form, which we use only in a simple past tense. That's why we are not going to discuss about it much. We have a lack of time. See. Now participles means what? It acts a very important role to perform the function of main verb to identify the tense form. Participles we use in a perfect tense and continuous tense too. About a past participle, it denotes a complete action. It gives us a complete action. Our action is completed. A state which is over, past participle usually ends in ed, d, en or n. For example, the broken window. He has taken the book. See, the broken window. Window is broken. This gives us a complete action. He has taken the book. Book has taken. It's a complete action. This one single word, our verb, past participle, gives us a message, full message of a completion of the activity in the sentence is called as a past participle. A single word that is broken or taken. That's why it's called as a past participle, gives us a perfect action or completion of a action. See, now next in this picture you can see tense form. In tense form, return comes as a past participle in a sentence. See, we use this past participle in all perfect tense forms, present, past and future. I have written a letter. Writing the activity of writing a letter is finished. That's why I use here, we use this sentence here. Now see present participle. V4, which is always attached with ing, and it describes an incomplete action or a state, a situation which is going on, continuous action. For example, burning, waiting. The house is burning, the burning house. This verb always ends with ing, so it's called as a V plus ing. See, this single word burning, ing, gives us a incomplete action. That house is burning, the burning house, it's going on. This action is going on. That's why it's called as a continuous action. Now see, next we are going to see this complete action in this chart, in our table chart. In this table chart, about a present continuous tense, I am writing a letter, he is writing a letter. In past participle we had seen I have written. Written means complete action and writing means incomplete action. We can see here. Now next is another chart is there. We are not going to explain this chart. I hope you understand that various charts are there. You can read it. Okay, now gerund. What mean by gerund? That is ing form of a verb is used as a noun or adjective in a sentence is called as a gerund. Always gerund comes as a subject or object in a sentence. For example, is given here, the fighting went on. Went is a main verb here, simple past tense, and the fighting is a subject in this sentence. Okay, it does a work of a noun. Read the following examples. Gardening is an art. Gardening is a subject. Cooking is a science. Cooking is a subject. Is not so V for or a present participle in the sentence. It comes as a subject in a sentence. So it is called as a gerund. You know, exams question will be like that. You have to underline the gerund. I enjoy reading poems. See, enjoy is a main verb. do you know which tense form is there? Yes, it's a simple present tense. And reading poem. Poem is a noun. Reading poem. It gets roll of adjective. I like reading more than writing. Again, this writing comes as an objective in the sentence. See, you can write these all sentences, and see our video becomes very lengthy. That's why about our helping verbs we are going to make a next video part 2 of words. Thanks for watching this video. Have a good day.